Columbia County News. Wherever the story breaks, wherever the news goes, Columbia County News will bring it to you. With Debbie Corsilia and Mark Johnson with sports. And now, here's Debbie.
Welcome to Columbia County News, the place for the latest in local information. I'm your host, Debbie Corsilia. To keep you in touch with your community, keep it right here. It's only 2 weeks to Christmas, and the signs of the season are upon us. The Christmas ships will sail in St. Helens Saturday, December 12th, and then on Sunday, December 13th, the combined fleet will sail from Coon Island to Portland. Our crew caught these sights and sounds of Christmas.
City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile. And on every street corner you hear silver bells, silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Strings of street lights, even stoplights, blink a bright red and green as the shoppers rush home with their treasures. Hear the snow crunch, see the kids rush. This is Santa's big scene. And above all the bustle you hear silver bells, silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day.
The proposal for the Chapman Landing Park was presented at a meeting of the Scappoose Parks and Recreation Board. The park on Port of St. Helens property received a mixed response from the crowd.
Well, or what the other alternatives are. One of the alternatives is certainly reducing the proposal, or the scope of the proposal. One of the alternatives is do nothing. And each one of those has ramifications. One of them is figure out, you know, in part, I'm making these up as I'm going along, figure out in partnership with the city how to pay for it. But why don't you just walk through what alternatives there might exist, because I don't, at least from my vantage point on the port, see the port's ability or will to commit $750,000 to this facility.
I guess one of the things that seems to be about half the cost is the cost of eliminating this overpass.
That is a big cost item. And there's a page with the cross breakout of various pieces included in the report. As a master plan, it's not saying all of this has to be built at once. It can be prioritized and things built in phases as funds are available. So there's a little bit of land down by the road that you could park on. It's fenced and there's grass on it.
That road does not belong to this property, you understand?
Right. No, our research of the property records, even though there's a road there and a gate that goes up onto the dike, we didn't find any recorded easements related to that. There may, I don't know what arrangements or understandings may have existed on use of that.
So all the title problems are still an issue?
Yes.
Why are we talking about design before we have a title resolved? I mean, I hate to be logical, but it seems to me that you got to build this like building blocks, and if we don't straighten out title problems, then we ought to stop.
Well, we, as an advisory committee, it's kind of hard to take advice to the court based on what we've heard here tonight. I guess it's going to fall into the court's lap again as to whether they want the advisory committee to proceed.
But again, that budget and these concepts are basically new to the community. I mean, we're now, this is now, the question, the chicken and egg question that we had was, what do we have when we have something at that property, okay? Rather than spending all of our dollars into the legal war of chasing title down, we really wanted to know what the potential usage was with the outside expertise that David Evans' group could give us.
We are not really pushing apart there, but if it comes to pick and choose, you know, when we bought that place, we thought we'd live at the country, you know, and be left alone, and then this comes up and then that comes up, and so if it comes to pick and choose, I guess we could be agreeable, because it would be nice for us to be done forever with that frontage there.
But it's been an industrial site. I think that's where it should stay. It's being used as an industrial site right today.
The St. Helens Planning Commission continues to work on the new development code for the city, and here is a look.
Mr. Baker, or Mr. Belcher,
as far as the signs are concerned, you know, the problem I have with a total grandfather clause is that those signs could be there forever. And if they vary the signs, you know, if they start changing the signs, at that time, then I think they should have to conform.
Our city attorney have any view on whether or not this would constitute a taking if, for example, suppose we had a basis for doing this, like the average lifetime of the sign before it needed to be replaced was 10 years, and we therefore set 10 years as the date which we've done here on that basis, and then say a sign that wasn't deteriorated by that time had to be replaced anyway, could they come to us and say, this is a taking?
Then, you know, that's the business. Maybe they would do better if they had another sign, but I don't think that that's for us to say, hey, your business is going to improve if you get another sign.
These meetings have been sparsely attended, but could have a major impact on the future of the city. Here is a repeat of an earlier show when city planner Skip Baker explained the development code. I'm Debbie Corsilio with CCTV Channel 9, and I'm behind the camera, but I'm with Skip Baker, city planner for the city of St. Helens. In the near future, there will be some public hearings coming up, Skip, I understand, regarding the development code, and has to do with their periodic review. Can you tell the public a little bit about what the periodic review entails and just what this development code is all about?
Sure, be glad to. The city has a comprehensive plan, which is an overall plan of policies and goals and objectives of how to use the lands of the city and how to deal with the issues that come up. And within that concept plan or that policy plan or the comprehensive plan, there are implementing ordinances, and we have a number of them right now for subdivision development, for zoning issues, variances, setbacks, and so on and so forth. And over the years, some of these have gotten kind of old and outdated, haven't kept up with legislative changes, or don't meet the current needs of the community. And so a couple years ago, when the state asked us to start a periodic review, and we said we would, they asked us also to take a look at implementing ordinances and to bring them up to date. And at that time, we began to look at bringing all our ordinances together in what's known as a development code, or one single code. And the advantages of one code is that instead of having a series of different administrative rules or a series of different appeals or violation rules or any of those types of things, you clump them all together in one grouping, in one code, and then you just have sections for each of the different requirements for subdivisions and partitions and conditional uses and other things. So we've been doing that for a couple of years in committee form, and about November 10th we started putting public hearings out in front of the Planning Commission for the public to come in and give us comments. We've had a few people come in at the November 10th, and actually I think there was one in October too. And we have another one scheduled for next Tuesday night on the 24th, starting at 7 o'clock here in this room at City Hall, to continue taking comments from the public about some of the suggested changes that we're offering in this code. We are adjusting a few things in the use category. We are adjusting a few things in the size category. We are adding some elements having to do with requiring trees put into subdivisions or controlling trees being removed during certain types of developments. We are adding some categories for density so that you don't have a high density right next to a low density, but you have a graduated density process in new development areas and established areas. We're trying to make it more friendly by adding better definitions, more clear standards and clear objectives to make it easier to make decisions for the Planning Commission and the City Council, and for the public to understand it better and to make decisions for their own benefit. We're reworking the conforming or the non-conforming section. We found a problem with some of the lands, some of the lots being a little bit too small for our current code and being considered non-conforming. You may have read about that or heard about it. The new code will have an adjustment for that to protect those. And we will be deleting a couple of our zones that can be combined with another zone or no longer are really being used in this day and age. So all that's going on in front of the Planning Commission now. The City Council will begin to see recommendations from the Planning Commission in mid-December on the 16th. They'll hold a public hearing starting at about 6:30 in the evening in this room here at City Hall. That'll probably carry over until the next meeting in January on the 6th of January. We haven't set a time for that continuation, but it'll carry over there, and then hopefully they'll be able to deliberate that night, make a decision, and then we'll be able to implement that new code later on in January.
If you want to email Santa, the address is santa@columbia-center.org. And if you don't have a computer, give him a call this Friday, December 11th at 397-4008. And now here's what's featured at the Columbia Theater. If you have questions regarding the show times, give them a call at 397-9791. This week there are numerous school Christmas programs and the kids work hard to put on a good show. CCTV will show most of the school programs, so check our reader board for playtimes. And here are some highlights from early programs.
Christmas, carolers, candles,
And now we take our weekly trip to visit the good folks and volunteers at the Columbia Humane Society. Now, if you've got a Christmas list and you haven't checked every item off on the list, you might consider going over to the Humane Society and checking out all of the pets that they have for adoption over there. There are so many of them and they are so cute. And here are the pets of the week.
Hi, we're here today at the Holsheimer Animal Shelter. My friend here is Buddy. He's on animal control side. Buddy is a Labrador Retriever and I believe pure. He looks it. He's a sweetheart. He's about a year old. He's an owner returned. The owners had to move. I guess they're moving out of the state. Anyway, he's a very nice dog. He was just vaccinated for rabies in November, but he does need to be neutered. He's a year old, but he likes everybody. You see that he likes to eat goodies too. Before I was giving them to him, he was helping himself to the treats.
He is so soft, Kathy. We were petting him, and he is just, he's a good boy.
He's truly a buddy.
He is.
He's a wonderful dog for someone to adopt for a family. I think he'd be a great family dog or just one-person dog. He's, like I said, young, and I really don't know. I'm assuming he's housebroke, but I couldn't tell you for sure. His pen is real clean, though, so at least we know he's kennel broke.
How much will he cost to adopt?
Okay, Buddy is $55, and once you have him neutered, and he doesn't need the rabies, he's had that, but once he's neutered, you get 30 of that back.
Which, that's a good price.
Yeah, it is.
For a purebred.
Yeah, well, he looks pure.
Well,
if he isn't, he sure looks it. He's beautiful.
He's a pretty guy. And what's the
He's
phone
a
number to
lover.
call?
The phone number is 397-3935. Come here, give me a kiss. Give me a hug.
Kathy, I think he'd look cute with a big red bow around his neck underneath the Christmas tree. What do you think?
Underneath your Christmas tree?
Yeah, my corgi would love that.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy, let's see what we can do to get you a house for Christmas. He's headed out, so we'll say goodbye.
I think maybe he's good. Okay. This is Eloise, and Eloise lives at Columbia Humane Society. Eloise has been with us a little while. She's about 4 years old, and I know she's been here at least a year. She is spayed. She's wonderful with adult people. I wouldn't recommend her for children. Eloise is a lover and a hugger, and just a wonderful kitty. She is available from Columbia Humane Society for $45. So if you're interested in a really nice lap kitty, who bonds well with adults and probably okay with older children, Eloise is free. And the number to call is 397-4353.
I have to get a...
This is, I have today a little Rottweiler mixed puppy. Could be Rottweiler and Terrier or Rottweiler Husky. We're really not sure what kind of puppies these are. Anyway, the Humane Society has about 5 of these little guys, and most of them are tailless. There she comes.
There she is.
Come here. And they're 4 months old. They've already had some of their shots, and purchase price, adoption fee rather, is $75 from the Humane Society. And we think those would look excellent in a Christmas basket, Debbie.
Yeah.
She probably wouldn't stay in the basket though. What do you think?
I don't think she would.
I wanted to show the brown one. We have a little brown one that looks totally different than the rest of the little black ones. But she's first out of the pan all the time. She's a real little live wire. I like the no tail look.
That is cute.
Oh, right there. She's a sweetie. Anyway, we have 5 of these little guys for adoption, and over on the animal control side, we have beautiful little puppies also look like my neighbor's Rottweiler, and a little collie husky mix there too, which are all about 4 months old. So we have lots of puppies and different colors and probably different sizes for anybody that would like a puppy for Christmas. And these puppies here are available from Columbia Humane Society, and there will be $75 will be the adoption fee.
I can't keep up with her anymore.
I
so-
know, she's a cutie and just a puppy, really acting like puppies do.
Probably needs to go. And here's this week's Employment Division report.
This week's employment job opportunities include a fairground administrator, the salary $2,872 to $3,666 a month, with the salary to start at the lower end, and it's located in St. Helens. We need a victim's assistant person, $11.26 an hour to $13.51 an hour. That job is in St. Helens. We're looking for a career consultant, $23,000 a year, and the job is in St. Helens. Also looking for a census enumerator, $10.50 an hour, and that job will be throughout Columbia County. And we're looking for a breakfast cook, $7 an hour, and that job is in Scappoose. Looking for a caregiver, $6.50 an hour in St. Helens. We're looking for a production laborer. This is actually piecework, $6 an hour guaranteed in Scappoose. We're looking for a cabinet assembly person, $9.50 an hour in Scappoose. And we're looking for an auto body technician, $14 an hour, and that job is in St. Helens. And that is our Employment Division report for this week.
In a segment we call What's New, here's some of the latest breaking news bulletins from around the county.
Master gardening classes will begin in January. Home gardeners in Columbia County with a thirst for more gardening knowledge and a willingness to pass that knowledge on to others can still join the Oregon State University Extension Master Service Gardener Program. The Master Gardener Program is designed to teach volunteers how to make better use of their gardening resources and abilities. They, in turn, teach others. Volunteers are given training in soil management, vegetable gardening techniques, landscape maintenance, pest control, and many other aspects of gardening. Then during the gardening season, these new master gardeners may help to teach others to do a better job of growing and caring for plants, fighting off pests, and making our community a better place to live. Classes are held once a week for 11 consecutive weeks in St. Helens and other metro area locations. Classes will be held on Monday from 9 to 4, beginning the week of January 4th. For more information about the program and about how to enroll, contact the Columbia County Extension Office located in the courthouse in St. Helens, 397-3462. The Shoestring Community Players are beginning a new series of readings to promote local playwrights. The first play, written by Bill Blank of Scappoose, is a play in one act called Lost in the Cyber Zone. The reading will take place Friday, December 18th in the Shoebox at 7:30 p.m. There are still parts available to actors who are interested in reading an original script before an audience. The purpose of the reading is to give the playwright a chance to see how their work is progressing and to give actors a chance to work on developing a completely new character. In addition to needing actors for this first performance, we would like to encourage other playwrights to call 543-3294 or the Shoebox Theater 366-4406 if they're interested or want more information.
Football season is over. Basketball season has just begun. St. Helens will play in the Quappa League for one more year. Here's Chuck Purvis with all the latest in sports.
St. Helens will be a member of the Quappa League for one more year. At a meeting December 9th, the OSAA voted to move St. Helens along with Woodburn to Class 4A, and Portland Christian, Dayton High School, Jervis, and Portland Adventist Academy to Class 3A if their enrollments remain high enough on June 30th, 1999. St. Helens had faced the possibility of being moved from the Coapa League next year, but now they have one more year to renew old rivalries in the Coapa League. In other sports action, we're now going to bring you some highlights of Sisters and Scappoose in the Class 3A football playoff. The Scappoose Indians picked up an early fumble and had a chance to score in the game's early moments against the Sisters Outlaws. But the Sisters defense, ranked #1 in state, was just too much for the Indians, and they sacked quarterback Anderson 3 times. When Sisters got the ball, they put together a lengthy drive and scored. Then they scored again shortly on a beautiful hook and ladder play as they went on to overpower the Indians 22-0 and end a great season for the Scappoose Indians. Sisters will play this weekend for the 3A championship. Basketball is underway here in the Coapa League, and our first game is St. Helens and North Marion. As an opening game for both teams, it was a hard-fought contest. The St. Helens Lions showed a lot of promise, and in this game relied heavily on their big center, Cohen, who came up with 26 points. A great game for Chris as he led the Lions to a 52-49 win over North Marion. CCTV will be covering basketball. We hope to have all 4 of the local high school teams on before the first of the year, and we urge you to get out and watch a game if you have a chance. It looks like we're going to have some very good local teams, and we hope to be following them into the state tournament. That's it for sports.
Well, that's it for this edition of Columbia County News, and we want to thank you very much for watching. Our CCTV staff and volunteers held their Christmas potluck, and here are some of the scenes to back our credits. I'm Debbie Corsilia, inviting you back next week for more news from around the county.
It came upon the midnight queen, that glorious song of old, from